All right, so we are sort of going live on the YouTube channel for Growth Foundation International. Let's go ahead. Welcome, and if you're watching us live on the GFI's YouTube channel, this is just for you to get benefited as every other GFI member is getting benefited as well. So we're having this HR week where today we'll be diving deep into iceberg competency mapping. Okay, so let's just go ahead to the session. Here we go. So we're here with the competency mapping. Great. Right, so just give me a second. So I'm just gonna disable the chat, and I'll also hide all the meeting controls so that we're able to capture the screen very clearly as well. Okay, and meanwhile, let me also just open my video recording software, and let me just record this session in the background so that we're able to do post-production of this particular video and release a much clearer version. Actually, leverage. What we're doing is leverage. We're doing a live session. We're recording in the background, and we're also inside this particular Zoom meeting as well. Let me hide the meeting controls. Yeah. Welcome to this part of HR Success Formula, where we'll be looking at iceberg skill competency mapping. So first of all, you need to know what is iceberg concept, then how we can apply that when it comes to skill competency mapping. Okay, so what is iceberg concept? We all know that only 10% of the iceberg is visible on top and 90% is underneath the water. Okay, similarly, when you try to recruit a person, when you want to train a person, when you look at all your employees, what is visible outside is just 10%. That would be their skills and knowledge. So what is underneath the water, what is below the water is that 90%. And that would comprise of their self-image, trait, and motive. It's a beautiful, beautiful concept. So even while recruiting, you're only looking at the top visible part, visible portion, which is just the skills and knowledge. Yes, skills and knowledge are very important, but those can be trained. Okay, knowledge can be important and skill can be really trained as well. But the foundation of one's character, one's personality is underneath the water. Okay, this requires behavioral modification. Okay, see, skills is what all skills do you possess, like your talents. How fast can you do this? How effectively can you do this with what you know? So that's skill. Okay, knowledge is basically the know-hows. Okay, so do you have prior exposure of this particular concept? Do you know this? Have you learned this? Now, underneath the water, we have got these three things, which is one is self-image. Like, how do you see yourself? Okay, what kind of image do you carry for yourself? Okay, that's self-image. How do you look at yourself? The kind of image that you give for yourself. What do you think of yourself? Trait, because that has to do a lot with how they'll be performing in the real world as well. Trait is sort of naturally they're able to, they've built these talents. It's because being born in that kind of a family, being the son and daughter of so and so, naturally certain things certain things come with ease for them. Also because of their upbringing and the place where they've grown up, all that stuff. So that's trait. And then what's deep down is motive. What is your motive in life? What is that you really want in life? See, sometimes when the motive is not right, whatever talent and knowledge they try to add on, it's just not enough. For example, somebody has a motive of, I want to have more money, but I don't want to work hard for it. And at the same time, if there's a shortcut to success and shortcut to money, I would love to pick that road. How to keep growing all the time by not working at all, / by not at all really putting effort for that. That's kind of a not so, you work hard. I'm not saying you really need to slog and all that stuff. But I'm talking about, you put in your efforts and you reap the profits, or you reap the results. Like if somebody says, I'll not put any efforts, but I just want every battle that I participate, or I just want to win in every challenge and every battle and all that stuff. That's not going to happen. So when somebody is having that wrong motive, even if you make them in charge of a largest branch, that motive is not good, no. But imagine, on the other hand, if somebody has a motive of, I want to be a fruitful person, as in I want to contribute, I want to make a difference, I want to help a lot of people, I want to empower a lot of people, I want to learn and I want to teach many people, I want to create a lot of leaders. So you put that person as an in charge of a largest branch, and you see wonders, because the motive is right. So this is exactly what iceberg skill competency mapping is. Now I've actually made this into a wonderful tool, where this is like a multi-purpose tool. When we mean multi-purpose tool, you can use it while recruitment, and you can also use it while doing your performance appraisals / competency mapping itself. You want to do a training need analysis, you want to find out who are your best people, or what kind of training and intervention you want to give for your existing team as well. Now I want to present this sample for you for sales executive, and we've got a couple of other examples also. Okay, so let's just say you want to recruit a sales executive. So when you're recruiting the sales executive, you should just not look at the top 10%, which is skills and knowledge. You need to go below, underneath the water, which is the other three part: self-image, trait, and motives. And we've kind of listed whatever is needed, and we also mentioned how to really assess them and how to even create a training plan in case they lack on something. So this is for recruitment area. And this column is when you're doing an assessment post recruitment. Okay, maybe people have been with you for 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, and 1 year, and all that stuff. So you want to do this particular assessment, so you can use it: poor, basic, pro, mastery, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So based on that, you can give them a rating as well. As I said, it's applicable for new joinees as well as the existing people too. Skills required for a sales executive. So we're going to be listing down 9 things, but if you think it needs to be changed, you want to add some other columns, go ahead. But I've just given you a sample. We want them to be fluent in English. We want them to be an influencer, good rapport with the customer, telephone etiquettes, be able to conduct meetings, selling skills, negotiating, good listener, and right questioning. So all these things are skills. Okay. Now, how to observe this? Funny part is, we somehow make the recruitment process super fast. And even if people don't perform, / even if people perform very, very bad also, we don't send them out. I'm not saying bad performers need to be sent out, but you've got to have a system. A system, when somebody qualifies, they get recruited. A system, when somebody is underperforming, they get a warning. A system where a person with the warning doesn't perform gets special training, and a system where even after doing all that, somebody is still not performing, they need to be, obviously, you're a great resource, but we don't know how to use. Thank you and bye-bye. So you need to have that kind of system. So it's like, normally what's happening is, when somebody is trying to recruit a driver, you don't go for a drive with them, but you just recruit them just by having conversations. I think that's the mistake that we're all doing. You want to recruit a tailor, you don't ask him to do a sample stitch. Okay, you just go ahead discussing and you finished off. Yes, obviously at top-notch level you'll not be able to handle that, but at an entry level you can definitely test it out. But you need to find a way to check on that. Not only assess the skills and knowledge, also try to assess all the 5 areas. In my observation, I've seen this in the restaurant industry, at least for the chef. Okay, the chef will have a demo day where or the trial day where we'll have to buy and give him meat and all the required items, and he'll make 4 or 5 dishes, and you taste it, and then you think of it: can I bill it, can I charge for it? And then you decide whether you want to recruit that person as a chef or no. But ideally speaking, that's a good way. But apart from that, I don't think other organizations are really following this kind of a thing. Let's just give you a sample of how you can really test or some of the assessment techniques to find out if people can really fit into this particular skill set that we're expecting. You can just tell them, do a self intro for 1 minute, okay, or make a video and send, or you can just say your time starts now, but you don't stop until the 1 minute is over. Just go ahead and continue to talk about yourself. Influencer, social media post, you can just go and check their social media post on LinkedIn or Facebook and see whether there are other likes and shares about their post, because do they have a voice on social media? So you can even check that. I mean, that's not the only way to check. I'm just trying to give in some ideas so that you get an understanding, you get an eye opening into, oh, I can actually do all these things. Very nice. So that's the spark that we want to create for you here. Rapport, connect. Are they connecting with the customer? You can actually ask them to attend a customer live in your store so that you know how they're able to how they're able to handle the customer or attend the customer. Telephone etiquette, ask them to make a phone call live at the interview process. Yesterday this customer had come, he or she had inquired for this particular product / service, and we've not done a follow-up yet. Here's the number, just call them and give them these details and follow up. Let's see how you do it. Simple. There's nothing wrong if they screw up also, but we just wanted to know. But on the other hand, what it is, you speak and you recruit them, and after that you tell the people, you tell that particular person to follow up. They made all the calls, still not converted. Then you ask them, what did you speak when calling? Or why all this gray area? Just black and white, just make it clear. Just assess and find out their level and then go ahead. If this is the secret sauce, just test it out. Ask about previous roles, conduct meetings. You cannot tell them to go and conduct a meeting and check a demo of that. So you can just talk to them about the previous roles. What are the previous roles that you played in the previous company or in your college days? And have you conducted meetings, and have you done MOMs, and have you sent this, all that? You'll just get an idea. Even if they're not good at it, it's no problem. We can still train them, because skills can be trained and knowledge can be imparted, not a problem. But other three areas, very, very difficult. It needs a behavioral modification. Make a phone call. Okay, so we've done that. Now we are here to sell me this pen. Yeah, selling skills. Ask them to sell this pen. I'm reminded of this movie called Wolf of Wall Street, where the hero would ask a team of people to, he'll give a pen and ask them to sell a pen. So everybody would be like, this pen is too good, is that, is this. But one smart guy would say, can you write your name? And this guy would be like, I don't have a pen to write. Yes, you need one. Buy this pen. So that's how sales is to be done. Not about just about the features, the products and stuff like that. Really make the customer feel the need of your product or service. Negotiator. You can even check how they are negotiating about their own salary to check on their negotiation skills. Observe live to know whether they're a good listener. They're able to repeat what you said even in the phone conversation 2 days before them coming for an interview. Do they recall? You can check all that. You can also check whether they ask the right questions. Man, I'm giving him a job, but he's not even asking the right kind of questions. That itself is a skill. So you can check. Let's just say somebody is weak in being an influencer. So you need to give them a focused training plan. So what we can do is we can do a vision casting experience. We can invite him for the vision casting meeting, and then we can make him in charge of the vision casting experience and tell him to do the vision casting for other employees. You know what, guys, after 25 years, after 5 years or 10 years, our company is going to become to that level. So it's a thing for him to practice, to really influence people, practice to inspire people as well. Similarly, let's say somebody doesn't know how to conduct meetings. So you can actually demonstrate a meeting and write an MOM, or ask them to note down MOMs, minutes of meeting, and then train them on that area. So everything is trainable, but you're just checking whether, are they billable from day one, or do we need to really train them? Knowledge. Okay, so a sales executive needs to have knowledge in these areas. Like they need to know Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, internet usage and data finding. They need to find databases of companies. They need to know the corporate brands. They need to be well versed with the social networking apps. So for all this 1, 2, 3, 4, I've just made this up. Okay. You can actually tell them, you know what, we'll give you 10 minutes and you can just go to our company's website. Just find out, just Google it, find our company's website and find our competitors' website. And you make a SWOT analysis about our company, the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. And you key in those details in the Excel sheet. You copy that, put it in Word document. Now convert that into PDF, so it becomes a very good PDF document. The reason why we want you to take it to a Word document, so you can download the company's logo and put it inside the Word document and try to make it more like a online document. Okay, so you take a PDF, convert that into PDF, and send an email to this particular email ID. This is my card. Just send me an email, and let's just see how you do it. So you're able to check on their data, surfing, documenting, MS Office, email etiquettes. All of that can be tested. Now, it might look funny when I say this, but trust me, I've come across so many entrepreneurs where they said, my employee doesn't know how to send an email. They know to send an email, but the attachment results where even when they want to forward an email, that FWD is still there in the subject line, all these small things. So why recruit with that gray area? Just make it black, white. Just find out where they stand. And you can actually put them through online training, or give them much more practice, and also give them website specific training. Maybe they need to be well versed in terms of listing the products on Amazon, listing the product in some of the government website, and participate in bidding, all of that. So website specific training could be given to them. Self-image. Now here are the most important things, because these are underneath the water. We technically speaking, we don't really tend to check on these things, but this is main. Okay, it's very, very important. Like, what do they think of themselves? They need to consider themselves as a confident person, a go-getter, and a sales expert. If a salesperson doesn't believe he or she is a sales expert and a solution giving expert, how will they have the confidence on achieving the goals? It's going to be a big challenge, my dear friend. So how do you find that out? You find that out with the way they're dressed. Check out their LinkedIn profile, the way they breathe, the sitting posture, the breathing style, all of that. Go-getter, situational questions about sales scenario. This one, just giving you a sample. There were two salespeople working for a shoe company, and both of them were sent to an island to sell the shoes. And when they landed in that island, they realized that nobody was wearing shoes. And if you were in that one among them, what would you do? Okay, in fact, it's a age-old story. Okay, so one guy called the company and said, cancel all the trucks. Nobody's wearing shoe here. Just send it back. The second guy called the company, said, great news. Nobody's wearing shoes here. Send me 2 full loads of shoes, and I would need some more. So that's a go-getter attitude. So you can give a situational approach like this. And sales expert, you can even ask about a recent purchase. Like, what is the brand phone that you're using? What car / maybe bike that you're driving, and why did you really buy that? What is the reason for you to buy this particular product, and what are the other competitors? What did you evaluate? What's the strong reason to go for this? So by the way they give your answers, you'll know whether they're a good purchaser or product knowledge, in-depth analysis, all that because if somebody who makes an informed decision is always a very good salesperson, because they know how to get the customer to say yes by placing the right kind of answers, just what the customer needs to hear to be convinced, to become convinced to buy this product or service. And let's just say somebody is having less confidence. Okay, but nothing wrong, but very difficult to change the behavior. But in case if you want to make an intervention, you have to make them achieve small wins. Give them small wins and let them achieve that. And in the stand-up meeting, in the KP meeting, appreciate them, give them small awards, and let them really get that they are being appreciated among or in front of everybody. Coming to traits, high energy person, persistent, always never give up attitude, willingness to learn, welcoming and honest. Some of the things to test, assessment techniques. High energy individual, you can actually ask them, what is your daily morning ritual? Like, how do you start your day? How does your energetic day start with? Yeah, I do yoga, I do walking, I hate the gym, I play a sport. The sports guys will always have a kind of a discipline at their workspace. Like, this is just like an eye opening for you, because you'll be wondering, oh, I never knew I could even ask these kind of questions in an interview. Instead, the interview process is boring. Even this particular person itself, even if he doesn't join, or even if he's not qualified, he'll have a wonderful experience being interviewed in your company. And that's the kind of message we want to send it to the market. Ask about a never gave up story, persistent. So ask about, tell me something which everybody said it will not come through, but because you believed and you kept trying hard and you achieved success. Tell me one story. So they'll give you. And if they say, I don't have any story like that, it means maybe they have not tried, or maybe they would have tried, and that time, because they are nervous, they're not able to tell you. But just these are some examples to get into the underwater area and find out their real personality. Recent new action taken, willingness to learn. When was the last time you did something for the first time? No, I have not done anything recently. No, then that's a no. Okay, so you can ask these questions. Welcoming, are they welcoming to new people? You can ask them about their family style. Are they nuclear family or joint family? Not that nuclear family will not, it will not be welcoming, but just to know the family setting. How often do you visit other relatives? How often other relatives visit you? And when was the last time you attended a marriage? What did you do? Who all you met? Just to know that whether they welcome more people into their life, and are they people friendly, honest. And you cannot ask, are you an honest person, but you can ask in a way that, tell me one problem that you faced because you never wanted to lie, because you just wanted to you just wanted to do the right thing, but because of that you faced problem. Can you tell me one experience? Can you think of it? So these kind of questions, if they said no, it doesn't mean that they're not an honest person, but we're just trying to get the answer from them. In other words, we're trying to help them to express themselves, because we don't want to know what we want to know. We want to know who they are, so that we are shooting the right questions to express who they are actually, so that we understand if they could be a right fit to this particular role as well. Okay, see, when it comes to trait and motives, let me tell you, it definitely requires a behavioral intervention. And the good news is that's why in trainandcoach.com, we've actually created this module called Career Success 101, where we've given 3 courses. Like, you look at the courses, all these courses are complimentary, free of cost, not only for GFI members, but we're going to be keeping wide open for every single employee in the whole wide world. You know why? Because we truly want to make an impact. Because these are not just skill and knowledge imparting modules, they are also behavioral modifying modules. If you look at Victoria's mindset and all, it's purely about mindset, where even if somebody doesn't have the right motive, that course would kind of align them towards having a right motive. If somebody doesn't like those modules, maybe we need to have a big question mark. Are they result oriented? Are they growth oriented? Are they success oriented? Do they have the right motive? People who have the right motive, trait, and self-image would definitely fall in love with those modules, because they will make a leader. So you have a good gift to actually use it and really align people towards your company as well. And let's come to motives. Hungry and learn to grow. Are your people really hungry and learn to grow? And win-win attitude. How do you test that? And you can even ask them by asking, have you done any online courses before? Like, tell me your top 2 favorite YouTube channels. By that answer itself, you'll be able to find out whether, how much time they spend for learning. And just knowing, I mean, this is not to judge them. By all means, they might even like a comedy YouTube channel, but nothing wrong in that though. But this is an opportunity to find out whether, if somebody is hungry to learn and grow, they would always be, constantly be learning something. So just to get that out. Win-win attitude. Give them a situation where, there's a customer, there are 2 employees, they're fighting. This customer belongs to them, and customer says, I want to do transaction with this person. So if you're in the manager for them, and what decision would you take? So go ahead, give your opinion. So try to give situational questions to find out if they come up with a win-win attitude as well. Okay, so hope this was super eye-opener. And just for benefit I've actually added a thing for accounts as well. Let's just say you want to recruit somebody for accounts team. Like these are the things we wanted to have from them, right? Maybe key attributes, the competencies. When it comes to skills, they need to be good with numbers, good in compliances, need to know about government websites, schemes and clarifications, tax, deadlines. Suppose if you're in the US, there's a state tax, there's a federal tax. People need to know about that. In certain states, annual report is mandatory. In certain states, it's just flat fee. Registered agent. So and so much to know. So are they aware of those things? Do they really have that kind of a skill to get those things done as well? So strong follow-up, attention to detail, because payment needs to be followed up, right? Invoices, purchase orders need to be followed up. Attention to detail, dashboards, good with dashboards and reports. So how do you test? For example, good with numbers, give the last year sales report to them and ask to do analysis and present it to you. Check the TDS rates for 5 types of purchases. It goes on and on and on. You can actually find out how to test this and try to come up with a skill assessment, and also make a focused training plan if they lack in these areas. When it comes to knowledge, software knowledge, data backup, entries, whatever billing software you're using for invoice creation, using digital signatures, safeguarding information, privacy, keeping the information safe, self-image, good listening. They need to think that they're good with people, because accounts department might have to work with multiple departments without hurting their ego. So they need to really think of themselves as a very good liaison. Profit maximizer, they should think of them as someone who's really adding growth to the company, adding profits to the company. They need to think of themselves as an inspiring personality. Treat everyone well. Humble attitude, because if they're not humble, sometimes from the accounts department, when they're all not humble, no, people get it wrongly. They think they're bossing over and all that stuff. So positive reinforcement, they need to positively be able to reinforce the same thing to other people without hurting them, hurting their ego. Be open for changes, because tax norms might change, government norms might change, rules might change. They should be able to fast enough to adapt. Motives, I want to be a useful individual. I want to make progress every day. Okay. Similarly, just a small sample for admin. I've not added much, just given one point, so that we are able, so that we want to give you the platform and idea and the space to create for this as well. So when somebody is an admin person, what are the skills? Ability to coordinate with all the departments. Maybe we want them to be good in organizing files, data, and events as well. Okay. So knowledge, what should they know? They need to know about computer and systems. They need to know about how to negotiate with the hotel to book an event. Self-image, they need to think of themselves as an energetic personality, as an all-rounder, can do multiple things. Traits could be multitasking and high productivity individual. Motives is growth never stops. Like, I want to keep on growing. So when you really are able to come up with this for every role that you have in your company, your iceberg skill competency mapping. Let me tell you, even some of the Fortune 500 companies may not practically implement this, but we've just given you the simple tool where competency mapping is taken care, training need analysis is taken care, iceberg competency mapping is taken care. Also, assessment techniques are taken care. Interviewing a fresher is taken care. Reviewing somebody's midway growth is also taken care. All in one tool, I must say. So all the very best in implementing this, and you can take your company to great heights. And also just put in the comment section below, if you make these charts for some of the roles in your organization, share a screenshot so that it would be helpful for many other GFI members worldwide. Thank you. Okay, so awesome. So hope that was super useful. Now I want to just dive into the next one. Let me also enable the chat, because I've just kept that enabled. Yeah. So we'll now get into the next part, which is a very, very simple part though, but that's vital for every company's growth. Let's get into it. Annual gathering for every single company. I must say it's a mandatory. So you might be celebrating different festivals according to the country that you live in, according to the religion, according to maybe the state and the history and all that. But one of the most important function of festival, I must say, should be your annual awards day. It could be an awards day or awards night, doesn't matter, but you must have an awards night or awards day. So what is the whole agenda? The agenda is bring your employees together, bring their family together, and if required, bring some of your cream customers also together, because it's a evening event with power packed stuff like, awarding people, rewarding them, appreciating them, talking about the company's last year growth, talking about the company's next year growth, talking about the company's vision casting, dream, roadmap, growth roadmap, all those things, future plans and all. So you might be wondering, we have only 20-25 people, so what should I do? But ideally speaking, 50 to 100 people or more would be very good for this awards program. So how do we bring people? As simple as getting your customers inside, because obviously all of us have more than 100 customers. Just invite some of your important customers to this function, because tell them you're the VIPs of the event. We want you to come and witness. Just wanted you to be a part of this particular event. And ask your employees to definitely bring their family. Minimum bring 2 people, preferred husband / wife, and maybe sibling, kids. If they're unmarried, then definitely preferred parents, both the parents, right? So that'll be good, so that they're able to witness. It's like really making it as a family event, and company and the family is getting connected. That's what's more important. The relationship is not just with the business and the individual, it's with the business, other employees, you, and their family level as well, so that even their parents would able to listen to some of your words, your speech, how you speak, how you relate people. And in fact, I remember of late when we did this for one of our customers, uh, there was a dad of an employee. He came and shared that my son had never got any awards. I have not seen him getting any awards or medals, but this is the first medal and recognition he's getting over here. I'm very, very happy, and this is such a great, because it's taking place in a star hotel as well. And he felt this is such a great, and if you have a bigger enough premises, you can even do a in-house session, but ideally a function kind of an event would be suggested. And he said, I'm really happy and that my child is gifted to work in a company like this. He is in safe hands, and I'm not wanting you to do this so that every parent can come and speak like something like this. It's just to go beyond, okay? Because you're even sending great news to the society as well. You can even post this in your LinkedIn company's company pages handle as well. Also, those employees will be posting in their social media. In fact, even their family would be coming to know about your brand, coming to know about the company. Oh, this person is in good job. Okay, good. So when somebody, even some people would be looking out for their parents would be working on wedding related preparations, and when they do background verification about the bride or groom, all these pictures would come. Such a professional image would be so much to talk about this. Okay, so such a professional image would be created. Most importantly, your customers would be happy. Like, what kind of awards do I give? KPI, take your KPI itself, right? So somebody who's not taken leave for the whole year, somebody who's not been late for the whole year, somebody who's achieved highest target, somebody who's the most groomed employee, the well-dressed employee. You have time for cultural, somebody is coming in saying a poem, somebody is coming and singing a song, and you are wondering, oh, this person has this talent, I never knew about it. So it's like helping them to relive those school/college days, and they're really celebrating life. Remember the Hall of Fame? Yeah, you're even bringing back the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is like all-time high records. If somebody's record is not broken, you can even bring them and award them and reward them as well. So you can do all these things, and that will be a wonderful way to do it. And and as you make it as an event along with food involved, that's when the food time is when you try to go to different tables and try to interact with the parents. Really, really connect with them. This is purely to genuinely connect with them as a family. There's no hidden agenda, so that when somebody says I want to quit the job, all these things are indirect, but that's not the agenda. But indirectly, what would even happen is when somebody says they want to quit the job, their mom or dad or their sibling in home would say, no, 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 that's a great company, don't quit. Even during the annual day time, you'll also be sharing about the career ladder chart. You can even make some big announcement. These people are moving some from second grade to third grade. That's a big news for some of the family people. Oh, in your company, when somebody goes to the third grade, you're giving health insurance. I never knew about that. When somebody gets to the fourth grade, you're taking care of children's education, or in a small way, but that's fine. But when we really present all these things, that'll be amazing. So I really cannot wait for you to go back and conduct these kind of annual meetings and gatherings for your organization, and let us know what kind of response was and how the impact is, and was it really a morale boosting event for every single employee in your organization. Hope and believe this was super useful. All the very best. Awesome, folks. Also, those who join on the YouTube channel, thank you for being here. This is just a session done for all the GFA members, but we just done it over here so that others could be benefited as well. And we'll be going off from YouTube channel. And for more information, just go Google growth